welcome back to another episode of Mr. J's Workshop. And this is an update on Project 701. So this week, Mark and I were able to partner up again and do a couple days working on the 701. So Mark was concentrated again. I think the last two videos we kept on saying, we're going to get the motor running. We're going to get the motor running. We're still trying to get the motor running. He's finishing up wiring, and he's out here in this 100-degree temperature hangar, and I snuck into his office to work on the elevator. So the horizontal stabilator in the elevator, we had everything Clico because that was our first project here. And there was a lot of things, uncertainties, if we should rib it up now or rivet it later. So we left everything Clicoed. So what we're trying to do is try to get the horizontal stabilator mounted. He's going to continue to work on the engine and the instruments. And that's where we're at. So what I'm doing, one of the problems with the elevator, it's not a problem. When we fabricated the elevator, we ended up, how can I put this? When the material rolled over and we started riveting it, we noticed that the edges of the trailing edge didn't meet up. They were off, I don't know, 5/8 of an inch. And we were suspecting that we put the skin upside down when we put it over the ribs. But further investigation, trying to button this up, we find out that everything was correct. And to this day, we can't figure out why the skins didn't meet up at the trailing edge. So what I did here was I put a doubler in there to get it to be more, how can I put this, visual friendly and structure friendly. So I put a doubler in there, and then I put a filler piece on top of it to blend it with the existing skin. And we're using flathead soft rivets to do this. Maybe in another episode we'll talk more about that. I'll tell you, it was, I went into the A&P manual to figure out the proper crush of the rivets, the soft rivets, and what they're supposed to look like, and it's a little entailed, but I'm going to do that in another video. It was fun to do. I got that all buttoned up. I got the elevator all buttoned up. I put the hinges on. I put the trim, you know what I'm talking about. The trim the elevator. I put that on there. And now I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do a flush cover for the trim motor or just do what it says in the plans. There's nothing wrong with this. Just put a piece of aluminum on top, rivet it on there, you're done. I was just thinking just to access it later, but so far all these 701s, cruisers, and 750s that I've been flying, they've been using that trim for some time and they've never had to replace it yet. So maybe just put the piece of aluminum on there just like the plans called for and not think any more into it. But I'm having a problem. I'd like to see it flush, but we'll see. Stay tuned to see where that goes. All right. For Mark's end of the work this week, he spent a lot of time putting the EGTs, finishing the battery wires. We're going with the MGL engine monitor and I think it's the F1 fuel flow. Hold that thought. So we're going with the MGL engine monitors, and we're using the FF-4 MGL fuel flow. We pretty much want to be able to put two transducers in the fuel lines to calculate fuel flow, and you can program that to tell you how much fuel you have burned accurately. So it's a nice feature. The MGL engine monitor will have the fuel tank gauges in there, so you can see that. But what's going to be more accurate is the fuel burn. And what's nice about these two gauges, we have it rigged up to this little light that we're going to mount in view of the panel. So, when you're sitting there and you're looking outside, that if the light goes on, it will call your attention to look at the engine monitor. What's nice feature about it is when that light comes on, either it's going to be a fuel flow problem if you're running, if it's calculating and you have it set for, say, an hour reserve fuel, that the light will come on. Or you have an engine problem. It doesn't matter what it is. Any engine problem, RPM, fuel, I think it's fuel, oil, coolant, anything that's out of parameters, the light will come on and it'll be in the sight, in your eyesight, looking outside. If you're looking outside, it'll be, I'm going to try to mount it on the panel that your peripheral of your eyes will catch it. Or if you're looking at the engine instruments, you can see it. So it's a real nice feature. It'll cause you to take a second and look at the engine monitors or look at the fuel flow to make sure if there's not a problem or it could be a problem. So that's where we're at pretty much. The plan will be still get the motor running and mount the horizontal stabilator. So I'm very close now to mounting the horizontal stabilator. Really, I think the only thing I have to do now is make a decision. Just rivet the cover on for the trim motor, or put a flush mount in it. And then when Mark's around, I tried to do it by myself, and I almost fell over trying to reach up there. It's I didn't realize how high it is, but it sits up there pretty high. Well, that's where we're at now on Project 701. This is an update. If you have a question or you have an interest and you'd like to know more about something, please comment below. Things that you didn't like, comment below. Be nice to me, please. But we'll catch you next time. Have a great day.